is a brand new day. Don't leave it up to the other man or to another day. Take your life into your hands, make it work out your way. It's not the number of times you stumble down and fall from the ground. It's the number of times you pick yourself up and keep on moving on to meet your goal. Come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubles days be done. I'll tell you. Come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days be done.
Good morning, Kenya. Come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days be done. I tell you, come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. The time to love is here. Let these troubled days. A little scatting this morning, okay? Good morning, everyone. Wow. It's Wisdom Wednesday. Last Wednesday of the month, last Wednesday of the third month. Man, that means that we're almost there. This month will be done in a few days. And then we'll start cranking up for the fourth month. And you know what that means? That means that 25% of the year has passed. And when you look at it from that perspective, many of us have one question. Where did it go? Say, where did these 3 months go? Well, if you've been on the right track, and if you've been doing what you're supposed to be doing or what you said you wanted to do, and you're right on schedule, then hallelujah. And what I say is work harder. If you're accomplishing your goals, then that means you have greater capacity. You see, you always want to live from a stretch point. Kenya Crooks is my good friend, my personal trainer to the stars. And one of the things about Kenya is when he starts out, okay, he's always pushing you. Do more, do better, another repetition, another half mile. And so when stuff is going the way you want it to in your life, push harder, put in extra time, throw down, get more serious, and be very thankful. You see, whatever you're thankful for, you get more of. So if you're thankful for positive results, you're thankful for getting things done that you wanted to get done, then lo and behold, it's going to happen. So let's look at this. As we go into the fourth month, what is one characteristic that we must take with us that will make all of the difference in the success that we achieve? Well, I'll tell you what it is right now. Persistence. Persistence. The 11th law of success is the law of persistence. And the law of persistence says this: if you persist in doing the right things, you will get the right results. Woo! The Bible says, ask and it shall be given. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. But what it doesn't say is how long. And so persistence is that commitment, that faith in yourself, that faith in the process, that belief that you deserve success. You deserve the things that you're seeking. You deserve the good life. You deserve happiness. And so all you have to do to get what you deserve is to hang in there. Reading from page 184. Persistence is the one trait that virtually all successful people have in common. It is the sustained effort you must acquire to induce faith in your own ability to get desired results in your endeavors. Your persistence is a measure of your faith in your own capabilities and skills. The more persistent you are about achieving a particular outcome, the greater your belief in yourself and in your abilities. And I'll go further to say this: without persistence, you will not be successful. Wow. And Kenya, if you want to add anything, just, ask to join, because, as a personal trainer, you get a chance to see a physical transformation of a person as they do their repetitions, as they do their exercises. You get to see that new person really being carved out of that old person. You're like the Michelangelo. The Michelangelo of personal training. A person comes to you maybe overweight, out of shape, unhappy with the way they look and the way they feel. And out of that, you begin to carve out and bring out that person that's inside them. One of the things about persistence is this: that when stuff starts happening, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Thank you so much, Lada. All right. Lada Mooch. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. You see, when you are persistent, the law of averages works in your favor. Everything is about the law of averages. The harmonic universe is filled with positive experiences and negative experiences. When you persist through the negative experiences and keep right on going no matter what, then this is when you experience the positive results. The positive experiences will begin to flow in your life. In sales we say, go for the no. Because no matter how many times people tell you no to whatever you're selling, whatever you want to share, sooner or later somebody's going to tell you yes. And so persistence is saying, hang in there until you get the yes. I loved watching the Rumble in the Jungle in New York. And one of the things that watching that fight that really got me, we're watching George Foreman is like beating Ali to smithereens. For over 6 rounds, he's beaten Ali. But Ali had a strategy. We just didn't know what it was. But it looked like to us that, man, he was out of shape. And it's funny how our negative mind was saying, oh, Ali's out of shape. He came back too soon. He wasn't ready for the fight. That layoff because of that court battle he had to fight to keep his license. That layoff took his skill away. Beautiful. But Ali did something powerful. Ali had a strategy, and he said, look, there are 2 ways to win. Persistence can be, I persist to the end because I am best, the best. Or I persist to the end because I refuse to lose. So Ali refused to lose, and as a result, George Foreman punched himself out. And by that 7th round, George had nothing left, and Ali won the fight. But can you imagine? Ali had to persist in receiving this punishment, this blow, this beating stuff. Man, wow. So that's how life is. Stuff happens. Is to be stronger than the opposition. Be stronger than anything that's trying to block you. Kenya,
What's going
good morning.
on, Doc? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. You're the persistence man.
You know what? And here's the thing about persistence. Persistence requires a process.
Mm.
And I think that's what people forget, that for everyone there is a requirement. So, anytime you say, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds, you're not just going to lose 20 pounds just because you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime somebody says, I want to become a millionaire, you're not going to be a millionaire in your second week. There's
Right.
a process. There's a process to everything.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if it's business, relationships, you're not just gonna go out on 2 dates and decide that, hey, you know what, let's get married, and that person says, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
Nah, everything is a process. So as long as you're willing to go through the process, you'll always win.
Wow. Now that's the key point, man. They say systems. In marketing, they say you must have a system. McDonald's works because it has a system.
Yes.
A system means save yourself time, energy, and money.
Yes. And one of the things that I've been working on, even with myself, is focusing more on the process slash inputs versus just focusing on the outcomes. A lot of times we just focus on the outcome, so we get frustrated. But if you have systems and you show up every day and you persist every day, eventually you're going to get the outcome. A lot of times all you have to do is just keep playing the game versus always looking at the scoreboard to see if you're winning or losing. Because how many ball games have you watched to where a team was up by a whole bunch, but because they watched the scoreboard and they thought they were going to win, they stopped playing. They started holding the ball. They started running the clock out while the other team was persisting, moving the ball down the field with the intentions of scoring. And a lot of times we watch too long and we don't get our blessings because we watch too long versus just persisting and trusting.
That's a powerful thought because I've seen games like that where, as a matter of fact, one of the top teams was at UConn.
Okay.
Yeah, they were supposed to win. They've been, two-time champions.
Yes.
And they got there. They were way up there, but what you're saying is exactly what happened. And so don't watch the scoreboard. Focus on the process.
Yeah. Keep playing the game. The clock is gonna keep running, regardless if you scoring or not. The clock is, and that's relevant to life. Yeah. Regardless if you play or not, your clock is still rolling.
Yes. Well, Kenya, so many times people quit when they're right there at the finish line.
Right.
They get right there. Like Thomas Edison used to say, the way to overcome failure is to try one more time. To always say one more time, one more rep, one more push-up.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite verses is lean not on your own understanding. How do you lean on your own understanding? Through your eyes. A lot of times your eyes will fail you. And a lot of times because you can't see something, you don't understand how close you are to your breakthrough. I tell my people all the time, hang in there long enough to get your blessing. If you've hopped on whatever journey you've hopped on, and you've been going at this thing for a minute, go ahead and ride it all the way out to its logical conclusion. A lot of times we let our feelings fail us and we like, okay, I don't feel like doing this today. I normally wear a t-shirt that says press past yourself. That's what you got to do. Because again, your eyes will mislead you. Your ears will mislead you. Your feelings will mislead you. And that's why you always start over. And as I always like to say, you can never finish if you always start over.
Wow. Now, you know what? You just said something super powerful because so many times I got friends who, every time I look, they're starting something new. They're going to start a new business. They start a new relationship. They're always starting something new. And as you just said, I think people need to really write that one down. If you keep starting over, you never win.
Right, right. So I heard Denzel Washington once say, if you gonna pray for rain, expect some mud.
Mm. Ooh, yeah.
If,
Okay.
if you praying for rain, you got to be cool with the mud
Mm.
too.
Yeah.
So again, if you want that new body, you're gonna have to put in work, and every day won't be Sunday.
Yes.
Every day won't be Christmas.
Yes.
So you got to show up regardless of how you feel. You know, a lot of people, like with my business, with my industry, people will see the end results. They'll see the banging body. They'll see the ladies on the red carpet, or they'll see my women on TV shows looking good. But nobody got to see the process of how they got from here to here. One of my favorite sayings that I tell my people all the time is this: we work hard in private so we can break necks in public.
Oh, Lord. You work hard in private so you can break necks and turn
Absolutely.
heads in public.
Because everybody gets to see the after picture.
Yeah.
They get to see the before picture, they get to see the after picture, but they never see the process in between each one of them.
Wow. Wow. You know, Kenya, I guess that thing that keeps you going is that willpower, that whatever the vision is that you have of yourself, however, whatever it is that you want to look. I know when I'd been overweight at one time, and I kept looking in the mirror, man, not liking what I was seeing.
Right.
Like, man, my six pack looked like a refrigerator. You know?
well, a lot of good things happen when you become dissatisfied.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people who are good should have been great, but because they were cool with being good, they never got to be great.
Ooh, don't be satisfied with being good. You got to always push to be great. You know, Kenya, I just gave a talk last week, and we were talking about how, you know, we always say, learn from your failures. You know, like
Yes.
your failures are dress rehearsal for your success.
True story.
But learn from your success too. So if you're accomplishing things, if you're doing good, if you're accomplishing your goals, then you need to set bigger goals.
Right. Right. And also, even with that, Doc, you gotta celebrate your wins. A lot of times we get passive with winning, and we don't acknowledge wins. Me personally, on a good Saturday, I'll get me a nice glass of wine and just enjoy myself because I've had a great week. Now, if I didn't have a great week, I'm not having a glass of wine because I didn't deserve it.
Okay. Yeah.
So you gotta find different ways of how to celebrate yourself and to acknowledge that win on the scale.
Uh-huh.
Acknowledge that time you went for a run when you didn't feel like doing it. When you started running paid ads for your business and you got a client from your paid ads, you got to celebrate all of that. You got to acknowledge that, because again, if you can't acknowledge the small stuff, then the big stuff becomes irrelevant, because you won't celebrate that either.
Uh-huh.
You won't cherish that either. You won't be grateful for that either. So how can God bless you when you don't respect the small things you get? You can't get to the bigger stuff without appreciating the smaller stuff.
Wow. Like one day at a time. They say, you know, and what Alcoholics Anonymous, many of those 12-step programs, is say, one day at a time. Let me just get through one day, and let me be better tomorrow than I was today.
Exactly. And that's what life.
Mm-hmm.
Show up.
Mm-hmm.
Everything revolves around just showing up. Just show up. Be committed to the greater version of yourself. That person you see on the inside of your mind, that person on the inside that nags at you because you know you should be further along than where you are. You gotta listen. You gotta listen to that person. You gotta show up for that person, that next level self, versus I'm good. I'm content.
Yeah.
I like how I look, but if you can always be better, go after better. But the requirement is just showing up.
Yeah. See, better is okay, but best is much better.
Yes, and it pays a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Kenya, I tell you this day, man, this morning, you've been an inspiration to me. And what I'm learning, and my goal is to live to be, it used to be to live to be 160, but I think I'm going to revise it up,
Well, let's go for it.
Go for it. See? And so what I thought about was this, that as I progress in my age, physical fitness is more important than ever.
Oh, yeah.
See, so many of my contemporaries, my daddy used to say porches kill
Yes.
people. What you mean, Pop? He said, everybody I know who sits on the porch for a long period of time, they're out of here. Okay?
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I'm learning as I move along in this time journey is that the importance of maintaining your health and maintaining your body, your muscles.
Yes.
When that mirror, the mirror, the mirror in the bath, I have a big mirror, man, so I can see it all. I don't want to just see my face, I can see it all.
There you go.
That mirror, man, I see, okay, I see what they say. As you get older, A, B, and C happens. But that's because you don't walk anymore. That's because you're not working anymore. That's because you're not at a level of activity. And so the older you get, the more critical it is to maintain your physical body, to keep your muscles in tone, okay? Yes. To keep your movements going, get off your butt and get on out in the streets and walk a certain amount, do some weight exercises to tone that stuff up, keep your body flexible, moving around. And so you are a great inspiration to me, man, because as I move along the time journey, I have to be more persistent and consistent in a physical program to get where I'm going.
Well, everything is tied into, like, everything is, especially with strength training, everything is tied into longevity with strength training, with cardiovascular training. So it's kind of like to say the more you can improve your muscle tone, the longer you live. Great case in point. My grandfather lived to be 93, and he was still built like me. He worked out twice a day.
Wow.
So he would work out in the morning, do something, do his stuff, and then go back for a walk in the evening. And again, he was built just like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Wow. Well, Kenya, I tell you, man, today I think our listeners have gotten some nuggets when I see you with your exercise, as you call them, your bricks.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to my bricks. I see a few of them out here.
Yeah.
To my bricks out there. And love them.
That's the foundation. Yeah.
Yes.
But I love you do exercises with like just ordinary things, just a movement or something. I love to watch some of your exercise, some of your videos, because you don't need a big old $900 Peloton.
No. Oh, you'll see me do stuff with brooms. You'll see me do stuff with paper plates. You'll see me do stuff at the park. Again, God has blessed us with everything we need in life.
Wow.
So all you have to do is just do it.
Do it.
It's not complicated. I tell people all the time who join my program, I've taken the thinking out of it. All you have to do is show up and produce.
Woo!
That's it.
Don't think, just do it. Action.
That's it.
Beautiful. Well, Kenya, man, thank you so much this morning for being on here. I am an admirer of yours. What's the name of your website? So anybody new listening?
Anybody who wants to hang out with me, either you can DM me at the Kenya Crooks here on Instagram, or you can go to KenyaCrooksNetwork.com. But it's a whole lot easier to just DM me any questions you might have here on Instagram. So yeah, thank you for having me on, Doc.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. Continue the great work you're doing. You see me scatting more.
I see you over there. I was like, come Come on, everybody. Come on, everyone. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to break out with my music soon, so you're
Hey,
gonna be the first to get a
I,
copy.
I love it. It's so funny that you say that because I was telling one of my breaks yesterday while we were doing a one-on-one virtual. I was like, because she's talented, and one of the things that I was telling her was use everything you have.
Mm-hmm.
Stop sitting on your gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Stop wasting your gifts. Somebody needs to hear your gifts. Somebody needs to experience you.
Yes.
So the things that you think is irrelevant could actually change somebody's life.
Yes.
So make sure you use every tool that you have in that toolbox.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, folks, you've heard it from the best. Thank you so much, Kenya. Thank you to our listeners. This has been Wisdom Wednesday. And you know, we try to give you insight on Wisdom Wednesday, insight that can help you transform your life. And so today's insight is persistence, that you will hang in there and you'll keep doing whatever it takes for as long as it takes
Yes.
until you achieve your goals. I love that image of the Michelangelo image. Michelangelo said once, he said he took a piece of stone and he carved it to set the figure free. He was talking about, I think, the statue of David.
Mm-hmm.
So you take a person the way they are and help carve them and help them carve themselves. Okay.
That's what we do.
Create the beautiful butterfly that's within them. Wow.
Yes.
That just gave me a chill, brother.
Thank you for having me on again, Doc.
My friend. Hey, folks, this is the Wisdom Wednesday. Dr. Herbert Harris. This is a powerful broadcast today. I'd love for you to like it, make some comments, talk about how your life is progressing, share it with at least 3 other people. Be sure to visit our website, herbertharris.com, and get a copy of the 12 Universal Laws of Success. Also, go to the Kenya Crooks on Instagram because he's the man that can help you be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have anything you desire. So whatever you do, always know that the best is yet to come. Thank you, my friend.
Thank
care.
you, Doc.
All right. Be sure to visit our website, herbertharris.com. Here we go.
The jam.
Yeah. All right, my friend.
All right, Doc.
Living a life that's empty. Singing a song that's sad.
Makes you kind of wonder. Everybody, thanks so much for being with us today. Wow. This talk with Kenya Crooks is going to inspire you, uplift you, and help you be, do, and have anything you desire. And so it is.